In the warm jungle, Jane Porter sat on a branch and drew the trees, birds, and bright flowers in her sketchbook. She loved this wild, green home. A cold wind blew where no cold wind should be. Jane looked up confused. Frost crept along the vines. Leaves turned stiff and shiny. Birds shivered. Monkeys hugged each other and squeaked. Tarzan swung down to help. He waved to the animals and called, "Stay close. Stay safe." With a sudden crack, a blast of icy air filled the clearing. Ice wrapped around Tarzan like glass. He froze in place, still and silent. Jane ran to him. "Tarzan." She touched the ice and pulled her hand back. It was too cold to hold, but she stood tall. "I will not give up." Jane remembered a legend she had read. The Moonflower Temple held an old magic called the Ice Heart Idol. She knew the jungle's freeze had to be from that power. She fired a bright blue signal flare into the sky in the shape of a snowflake. "If the Queen of Ice is real," she whispered, "please see this." Far away, Elsa saw the glowing sign in the night sky and felt a tug in her heart. This was not her ice, but it was ice calling for help. Elsa sailed on a small ice boat over sea and river. The water made a path for her. The moon lit the way. At dawn, Elsa stepped into the jungle. The warm air felt heavy, yet the ground sparkled with frost. Jane ran to her. "Tarzan is frozen. The forest is freezing too." Elsa touched a leaf trapped in clear ice and listened. "This ice is old and wild," she said softly. "It comes from an ancient thing. We will find it." Turk, the young gorilla, thumped her chest. "I'm coming." Tantor, the elephant, shook but nodded bravely. Parrots circled above as scouts. They followed a trail of glittering frost along the riverbank. The rocks were slick, so Elsa shaped small ice steps to make the way safe. The first challenge was a broken bridge over a deep gorge. Elsa formed a strong, clear arch of ice. Jane tied vines across it to make handrails. The second challenge was a wall of sharp ice thorns. Jane cut long, soft vines, and together they wove a shield. They moved slowly, safe behind it. The third challenge was a silent field where the cold swallowed sound. Jane squeezed Elsa's hand. They hummed a steady tune so they would not feel alone. At last, they reached the Moonflower Temple. It wore a heavy coat of ice, and moon shapes and snowflakes were carved into the door. Words glowed on the door. "What melts the strongest ice?" Jane thought of science and heat. Elsa thought of love and care. "Kind hearts," Elsa whispered. She placed her palm on the door and smiled. The ice glowed, sighed, and slid away. Inside, the first room held a frozen waterfall. To pass, they had to climb. Jane led, and Elsa shaped safe steps up the shining wall. The second room was a floor of tiles with animal signs. Jane studied the patterns like a puzzle. She pressed bird, vine, river, sun, life that moves and grows. The door opened. The third room held a tiny monkey trapped in a clear ice bubble. It tapped the inside with scared eyes. Jane wrapped the bubble in her warm scarf. Elsa sang a gentle note, lowering the ice little by little. The monkey hopped free and chirped. A secret path opened in the wall. In the final chamber stood the Ice Heart Idol, bright blue and beautiful. It pulsed with a slow, cold beat, like a drum. Elsa stepped closer. Ice crept up her fingers. "It feeds on fear," she said calmly. "Do not be afraid." Jane spoke brave words. "I believe in Tarzan. I believe in our friends. I believe in this forest." The ice stopped growing. Elsa closed her eyes and thought of Anna's laughter, warm hugs, and summer light on snow. The blue glow softened and grew quiet. The idol's voice filled the room like wind in leaves. "Break me, and the cold will end. Keep me, and I may freeze again. Choose. Jane shook her head. There must be balance. Elsa nodded. We will guide you. Elsa formed a ring of soft, living ice around the idol, shaped like a flower. Jane tied the ring with a strong green vine. Be calm, she told the idol. Protect life. The temple shivered. Outside, ice cracked like thunder. Warm rain began to fall. Tarzan thawed, hugged Jane, and thanked Elsa. The jungle sang again. Kindness, courage, and knowledge saved the day, Elsa said softly.